Secrets of Strixhaven is on Magic Online, and I have some sweet new cards that I have to play with. All right, welcome back, vintage gamers. As the Box Boot Camp winds down, we are blessed here with Secrets of Strixhaven cards to play with. And if you want to see this live, don't worry, I'm sure we will play it on a Wednesday night as well. This is Tuesday with the cards hitting Strixhaven right now on Magic Online, hitting whatever. And this video will air on Wednesday, and I will likely try to stream Magic on Wednesday night. At the very least, Magic this weekend at some point for a vintage challenge. So there are a couple of cards here that I want to try out, and this seemed like a pretty good way to just get some bearing on how powerful they are. The first is Flow State. Flow State is going to be an interesting card to evaluate in vintage because I think it's very clearly going to be good in Legacy. But if you want to hear more about me talk about Flow State, check out my Strixhaven review video. Talk about Flow State for like 10 minutes. Why or why not this card will be good in vintage. But I am, going to try to play a Ponder deck here today. So having access to Ponder and a bunch of free instants should allow me to have Flow State on fairly early. This is not me trying to like maximize Flow State early in the game. This is actually more for playing towards a late game refilling engine after using our 2-for-1 forces. That's my plan. And what am I doing today, I guess, is a better question. This is a Bant control deck, basically, in a classic Brian Kelly Oath style. Brian Kelly is known for experimental approaches to cards and looking at cards from different ways. And one of the ways he played Oath of Druids in the past is with 2 Oath of Druids, 2 castable creatures, and no orchards in the deck. This is an interesting and really cool way of playing Oath because you're basically not focusing on Oath. You're not trying to turbo out Oath. You're not playing full Moxen. You're not playing Forbidden Orchard. You're not playing the most powerful creature you can. Oath in this deck is more of a, if my opponent plays a creature and has a creature advantage, which they will. This is vintage. There's a lot of creatures right now, and this deck is not playing very many creatures. I turns this spell into just 1 and a green, put your strong creature into play. And if we make it so our creature is castable normally, then we can actually play kind of a control style, and then this is just a board stabilizing card, which is really cool. So what we're going to do is try to play in the vein of that Bant or blue-white Riddler deck that we played in the past, but obviously we can't play Riddler with Oath, though I guess you theoretically could. And what we're going to try out is the Emeritus of Ideation, which is a 5/5 flying ward 2 that enters prepared. It costs 5 mana to play normally, 3 blue, so we don't have to play any other colors besides our green for our Oath. But we can splash a white here to get some really powerful cards, which I kind of like. And this creature has an Ancestral Recall attached to it that you can use for 1 blue. And if you attack and exile 8 cards from your yard, it becomes prepared again, and you can play more Ancestral Recalls. So I think 5/5 Flying Ward 2 is totally a reasonable power. It's going to clean the game up pretty quickly, a little harder to kill, and it flies over. And then, of course, having Ancestral on a stick is really nice. So playing this and casting it right away for Ancestral is 6 mana, which is very much in the realm of the classic castable Oath creature. When you get 7 to 8 mana, it's not super castable, but technically you can do it with like Show and Tells and Black Lotuses and those kind of things. When you have, 5 and 6 mana, traditionally 6 mana is where Brian Kelly used to play castable creatures in Oath. Dragon Lord Dramoka, Sun Titan, Inferno Titan, Niv Mizzet, those kind of cards. Since then, we've creatures get more powerful. We've tried things like Loot. There's a really cool video that I've posted. It's called Gimme the Loot. If you want to go back and watch that, it's the same style of Oath deck. Really strong league, and using Loot, which is actually a very similar card to this Ideation wizard here, because Loot has an Ancestral Recall attached to it as well. But we've even gone as low as like really powerful 4-drop creatures with Pyrogoyf Oath, which we played in the past. So really cool deck idea. We're going to try to play Bant. We're going to play some of the strongest 3-drop Planeswalkers of all time in Bant with Teferi, Oko, and Narset. I think we're enabling Flow State pretty well with our 8 free pieces of counter magic, Ponders, and Lorien Reveals as additional low mana cost sorceries. And then, of course, Spell Pierces and Swords as some extra low mana cost instants. So I think enabling it pretty well, but we're not going super hard on our Moxen because we are going to try to play Stony Silence. I think Stony Silence is one of the strongest cards in Vintage right now. Null Rod effects in general are quite good against the top decks of the format. Specifically Raker Shops and Jewel, but as also Lurrus PO. And Stony Silence is particularly more effective against PO because they cannot Flame of Ignorant. Pretty big consideration there. So I'm looking at a deck that looks pretty main boarded for blue and blue combo with Mindbreak Traps, Negations, Swords, and Pierces. So you're seeing a sideboard here that heavily influences and is playing towards the other decks in the format. So I have Oath of Druid, Sarah's Emissary to go up to the full 4 Oath when opponent is going to put in creatures for sure against us, and Sarah's Emissary is good. So this way you can just take out the Emeritus, or maybe you keep in the Emeritus. Probably not, though. Probably take out the Emeritus and put in some Sarah's Emissaries and try to play an easy 7/7 pro things. But we also have anti-Graveyard here with Over-Encumbered and Ravenous Trap. Playing white means we can play the Over-Encumbered. Ravenous Trap is a nice way where we're not playing more enchantments into Force of Vigor. And then I have the additional 2 Swords of Plowshares for the creature matchups. So like we should, we could board in 2 Swords of Plowshares and 2 Oath of Druids, and then we can choose whether or not to play Emeritus or Sarah's Emissary against matchups that are like heavy creature based, like Mono White Initiative. So we have some options there. And then I have 1 Carpet of Flowers to, in case there's like some mapping things here where we like don't want to get stuck with Stony Silences in our deck. We have a Carpet of Flowers to bring in against blue. 2 more Stony Silences for the full 4 Stony Silences against like Raker and Jewel. And then I have 2 Energy Fluxes as my biggest catch-all answer for Sphere Shops. I don't believe these Energy Fluxes will come in against Raker and Jewel, but they might. We have to see what the mapping looks like. Because we're playing Stony Silence instead of Null Rod, we don't have the anti-synergy of Energy Flux plus Null Rod. We can play Stony Silence plus Energy Flux, and we're not actually worried about it. So I'm actually quite excited about this deck. I really do love trying to make these control decks in Vintage work. It's a deck type that I'm trying to push into the community because everyone is always like, oh my god, I can only play Lurrus. I can only play Lurrus. No, that's just not true. Or I can only play, blue in Lurrus. And one of the cool things that's happened recently, I put up a 5-0 with my version of black-white aggro with Lurrus because I said I think there are 2 decks in Vintage that people aren't playing that you can play, two like overarching styles, not really specifically decks. Lurrus aggro decks that are not blue, and also blue control decks that don't have Lurrus. So if you saw, I 5-0'd with a black-white aggro deck. I 5-0'd with a Turbo Depths Lurrus deck. And even the black-white aggro deck with some changes has been gone on to top 8 2 challenges last weekend. So I really like making these deck ideas, showing them to people, and having them iterate on them and carry them into the metagame. And so this is going to be one of my attempts here to make non-Lurrus blue control work in Vintage. I'll see you in round 1. I am happy to announce the dates for high-stakes, proxy-friendly Vintage in 2026. The legendary NYSE returns to Long Island in New York on June 6th. This $500 entry fee tournament will pay out 8 pieces of unlimited power. The Oklahoma Land Run returns in 2026 on July 10th through 12th at the Reed Convention Center in Oklahoma City. Play Friday Team Trios, Saturday Legacy for a Mox Sapphire, and Sunday Vintage for a Mox Emerald. Event links can be found in the description below. I hope to see you there. Let's battle. All right, Fresh League. Let's do this. I've got a negation against a non-Lurrus. I'm in. We've actually got to power on sorcery, and if we negate instant, we'll have turn 2, a flow state active. We can go for a Hedge Maze or a Lorien Revealed. It's bizarre. Looks like it's the combo, the newer Bizarre build from the content creator. So what does that mean? It means we're in trouble because our deck is very poorly positioned for Bizarre in game 1. That's why we have a lot of Bizarre hate in post-board. Because our Oath doesn't really get us into a winning position. So what we're going to have to do is try to find Besage or Strip Mine and then stop these Noxious Revivals maybe. So I'm interested in starting out with a Tundra and pondering. Grief. Can't negate a grief, which is kind of funny. But the things we're searching for won't be griefable, and we can order with ponder anyways, so. And we can shuffle with Lorien Revealed Mox, Oath, and Strip Mine. Those are literally the best possible magic cards we could have configured. So I am going to draw Strip Mine and then draw Oath. Or then draw Force and then draw Oath, because I don't want my Force or my Oath taken with Grief, and I want to be able to force the Noxious Revival, and I can't do that with Negation. So I will show them that I have Strip Mine here, but I will not be cycling with my Lorien Revealed, so. That was one of the greatest ponders of all time. We take those. We need a little help. All right, so Bazaar, activate. Does have double therapy, but a bunch of Stead Serum powders. So I think we can get away with a Strip Mine and a counter on the Noxious, especially with the Hidden Force. Just a great ponder. That ponder was so good. It would be like the poster child for re-restricting ponder. Can you imagine? Ponder was actually restricted very recently. So my opponent pitched a therapy, a Dread Return, and a Silver Smoke Ghoul, and then pitched a therapy to Grief. So their hand is powder noxious. So they get to probably take Flow State, I guess. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to turn on our Oath if they don't have a creature in play. Small downside. We could always shuffle away our Oath with Lorien Revealed if we want to. I assume they're going to take Flow State or Dig. I don't think Negation does anything. In fact, I'll probably pitch Negation to force. Yeah, Flow State down. All right. And because I know about their Noxious Revival, actually Noxious Revival is kind of new for this build. I have this nice Force in line here. So they're going to have drawn another Noxious Revival, or they're cooking with nothing here. We get rid of this Negation. All right, if their hands powder, nothing, then we're in a great spot. I can Lorien Revealed into a land and then play Dig Through Time. Don't see any reason not to do this on my turn. Don't think they're going to have the blue cards. I did get rid of my Oath, but I think because I have no way of triggering the Oath right now, I think that makes a lot of sense. I'm going to try to leave an instant and a sorcery in the yard for Flow State. So I'm going to... Oh, I guess I have an instant in the yard after this, so I can keep the green. Yeah. I didn't even do it right anyways, so... So I'll have Dig Through Time and Flow State left in the yard for future Flow States. I've got no cards that do anything. I looked 7 cards deep and none of my cards do anything. I guess I will take Swords, Spell Pierce. Oh, I think I'll take Force, Spell Pierce, because if my opponent immediately draws another Noxious... This is better. They can pitch to hand size at some point here. They drew Grief, pitching Creeping Shell. Okay. So we're going to lose our Spell Pierce, I assume. Maybe he'll take Force. And we'll still have the option of hitting Noxious Revival later. We know the hand is Powder. A Planeswalker is like the card we want the most. Stony Silence is the card we want the least. But Grief means they're really far away from pitching to hand size, so that was good for us. Trying to like get F2, F6 value, but opponent is doing a lot of starting stopping, so. All right, there's an Oko. That's what we're looking for here. That'll help us close this game out. Play some Bant control. Love it. I mean, it's very hard to win a game 1 against Dredge. I will say, yeah, basically everything went perfect. I mean, we might still lose, to be fair. My opponent is almost at 7 cards, and they have a lot of gas in the yard. So maybe we don't clock our opponent fast enough here. I feel like that's actually possible, which is pretty funny. I was going to say I might stand up my Emerald, but I don't think I'm allowed to because I want to cast Lorien. They're stopped in my upkeep for some reason. All right, I'm going to cast Lorien Revealed. Expect this resolves. And then I have Ancestral, Ponder, Narset. I'm not allowed to cast this Ancestral right now because I can't let my opponent Noxious, I think. Could be wrong, though. But next turn, I have a lot of action. Well, maybe we can find some things to speed up the process here. Because they still have to do one more turn before dredging. One more turn pitching to hand size. And I still don't think... Am I allowed to Ancestral now? If they Noxious now, they won't pitch to hand size on the next turn. They'll have Bazaar, and we'll have... They have no Dredgers in their yard, and we'll have a Narset. So I think it's actually fine now. They want to Noxious back their Bazaar. Yeah, I think that's fine. Because they just Noxious back Bazaar, but now they don't have any pitch to hand size. And they don't have any Dredgers, so... Time Walk wins on the spot as well. Cool. I don't know that I want to show my opponent Oath. I'm not going to take Oath because I don't want to show my opponent Oath. What I can do instead is Flow State. I'll take Teferi Sapphire. Play Sapphire. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm actually in a spot where I can't cruise and find Time Walk. Still trying to find Time Walk. Oath. Okay. So at this point, I will just... Yeah. Okay. Got a game 1 against Dredge. I think that's very unlikely most of the time. And we didn't show them Oath. So what we get to do is bring in Oath, Rab Trap, Sarah's Emissary, and Over Encumbered. If they're on the Grizzlebrand kill, the Over Encumbered won't help. But if they're on the guy that gives everyone haste and damage, it will. So we'll see which one they're on. We didn't get to see that. And then we can determine if we want to have swords or not. We do have the Strip and a Besiju in the main. An Island is probably overkill. Obviously, Stony Silence is awful. Negation is awful. I think Trap is awful. This is kind of why I'm boarding so many, have so many cards to board here. So I guess these swords are coming in. And then we still have forces in our deck, which I'm not like thrilled about, but I think it's fine. We have just so many cards, like Trap and Negation and Stony are all just dead. So I'll keep Misstep for Therapy and Noxious, and then we'll go down one of our clunkier cards. Probably Cruise, I guess. Try that. So I'm glad I put so much Dredge hate in my sideboard because it was a really rough main. Like I said in the big intro, our deck is pretty pre-boarded for blue, and then not so much for Workshop and Bazaar. So we have to make some changes in post-board. So this is 2 dead Swords to Plowshares, but I have Mox Oath. Is that enough? It's like pretty sus. What did I board in? I boarded in Raft Trap, Oaths, Emissaries. I'm gonna keep it. They mulliganed once here. I feel like this is like one of the kind of hands we are looking for. If they do grief us, they have to take Oath. They can't take a Mox because we could rip a land. They are mulled to 5 already. Obviously, we're on a mulligan here to 5 as well. But these swords can come into play later. The spell period, yeah, I mean, it's a really bad hand. It's like a 3-card hand, right? But it is kind of the cards you want. Especially with opponent mulliganing. It's bad against Trap. I don't know if opponent would bring in Trap against us. Probably not. All right, they have 4 cards here. See what they do. Chalice on 0. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Is it Chalice on 0, grief me, and play a Bazaar? It'd be pretty insane. I mean, I guess they take Oath, but it's so bad for me. Chalice on 0. I only have 4 artifacts in my deck, but 2 of them are in my hand, so... Do they have the Bazaar, or they just... Yeah, they have the Bazaar. Alright, we'll see how long we can dodge Dredgers, I guess. Hedge Maze would be nice, I guess. That's a good one. I don't think I have a way to... I have an Oko can get rid of this Chalice, but at that point, it's not really very helpful. They hit a Dredger, and they hit an Icarid. So they can bring back Icarid here, and then Dredge for turn. Looks really bad. Yeah, I mean, if I had mulligan to maybe a more robust hand, it was still a really strong hand from them, though. Wow. Bridge Narcomoeba. Okay. I'm going to get a Tundra and Swords. This one. Okay. So, I'm going to draw Ancestral Recall. Dig. I can fuel dig by throwing these Moxen in at some point. So, it's something. See what they pitch here. Thug and Therapy and Bridge. Okay. Dredge 5. Another Narcomoeba and an Icarid. And a Gargari Grave Troll. They could sack the Amalgam now, because I didn't do this. I probably should have swords in the draw step, so they couldn't sack the Amalgam as the cost. They get to take Oko. Then that's 5 cards in the yard, so I can throw one of these away and play dig. They named Oath. Makes sense. Makes sense. All right, I mean, I think there's still a chance here with like dig and even over encumbered, but I need to hit land first. The first thing I need to do is hit a land. So if I can hit a land on this turn and then get a dig going, that'll be the plan. Oh, they forgot to attack. Could matter. Got really punished for my keep, huh? I mean, I don't know that I'm supposed to worry about Chalice. Land. Nice. I could hit... I guess I can't Black Lotus, so there's no reason to cast this dig now. This is a winnable game for sure. They brought in Leyline. That doesn't make any sense. Petrified Field. Triple Creeping Shell. Well, I guess we got the Creeping Shells out of the way. What if I cast... So they don't have any therapies right now. What if I cast Dig right now in case I hit Rab Trap? Oh, I forgot to throw my Moxes. I'm so bad at this game, man. I meant to throw my Moxen away, and I didn't. Wow, okay. I don't know that I can win now. I mean, I could still Ancestral into over encumbered, maybe. Because I'm going to go to 5, and there's only 1 chill left. There's no chills left. Okay, so I can still win this game if I hit over encumbered and land, but... At least I can Spell Pierce with Cabal Therapy. They brought in Bane of Progress. Yeah, I don't think they knew what I was playing. I mean, these boards don't make any sense. I threw this game, though. If I had just played my Mox in here, I could have dug in response to therapy. But they are out of Creeping Chills. So if I can get into an over encumbered spot here, we probably win. I guess Bane of Progress kills over encumbered, huh? Wait, that's actually sick. It also, yeah, it's actually sick. Okay, so this Ancestral needs to hit land over encumbered. I will also take land Time Walk. Okay, we were just never winning this game. Well, not never winning. If I had gone for the dig through time, we could have had a chance still too. So let me look at this dig through time. The dig through time would have been an additional 3 cards. Okay, this game was really not going to be won. So, I mean, we're doing the same thing for sure. So, I did play that really badly though. I threw that game for sure. We were. Is it count as throwing if I couldn't win anyways? Probably. I had a plan, right? So I was like, oh, I'm going to throw my Moxen in. I'm going to cast dig. And then I'm like, wait, I don't have the dig right now because there's no way I can like play a Black Lotus and play the thing right now. So I'll wait on the dig. And then I just didn't do the prerequisite step I needed. It's okay. No big deal. Happens. Sometimes you mess up and you got to push forward and play better. The Bane of Progress is interesting. It's good against this over encumbered. I still think I'm going to keep in the over encumbered though. Sarah's Emissary Oath looks really strong here though. Just naming creatures should be enough. So I think I did evaluate like how good my starting turn 1 Oath it was against them correctly. I didn't see any vigors. Yeah, this is a keep. So one of the problems with this is like they board in vigors now. They can just vigor my Mox and my Oath. But if I wait, they just grief my oath. So I have to play the oath, and then it's just how does it end after that? So, but there's not a lot I can do other than jam it. If I had a force, then I would wait. But Spell Pierce not covering me from grief is too bad, I think. Got a vigor? No vigor. Okay. It's a good start. Therapy, ghoul, no dredger. Are you gonna grief me? There has once upon a time. This could hit a grief. Hit a Gargari Grave Troll. Okay, I want to be able to hold up Pierce for the rest of this game. So I will play Flow State. And I'm going to take Besage You. I don't have the ability to Besage You right now, but they only get one more Dredge before I can Besage You. And I have a Swords, and I have a Pierce, and I have Emissaries. So I think this is good. As long as I don't draw an Emissary, or both Emissaries are on the very bottom of my deck. Okay. Bane of Progress. So if they just put no creatures in play, I guess that's pretty annoying. Huh. Now I have double counter. I don't have a great way of giving them a creature either. Because it's typically like Oko Moxen. I was more expecting there to be a creature in play. I guess one of the things that this deck doesn't like to do, sometimes it doesn't play Hollow One, the new version of this deck. He's not doing anything right now. Can't really... I guess I can play an Oko because I have Force Up. So I guess I will play an Oko. Can't really give my opponent give myself a creature though, or my opponent gets a creature here. Here's a Narcomoeba. Are they going to elect to put it in play? That's a question I have. I guess if they like... Oh god. So like if they have enough bridges, then they could therapy away my hand. Oh, they can do that with Poxwalkers. But they can't get enough to get the Bane and Progress in play, right? So should I have not played Oko so I could have had Force Spell Pierce up? I don't know if that would have mattered too much because... Oh, yeah, this does get there. Oh, wow. I needed to hold up my spells so that I could have swords and I could have Spell Pierce up. Okay, I learned. I don't lose this from... I don't lose on the spot if I... Time Walk doesn't make any sense. They have the name Force of Will there. But now I'm going to lose my Oath. Wow, okay. I had to wait. But my opponent also like didn't have a bridge or an Archimedes before this, right? They just drew into bridge and Archimedes, or did they have a bridge and Archimedes? Because right now, all my opponent has to do is therapy my force, and then gets 3 zombies total, and then Dread return. Oh, there's no Dread return in the yard. Wait, then my opponent can't return this Narcomoeba this turn. Okay, they lose this game. Okay, wow. I'm so... If my opponent had a Dread return in the yard here, they could therapy me again with Poxwalkers, having 3 units, then Dread return the Bane of Progress, killing my Oath. But now they can't, so they're kind of hoping for a target that doesn't ruin it for them. And I'm going to have Spell Pierce and Swords up after this, so... And I'm going to flip over into a Sarah's Emissary. So as long as my Emissary isn't too far down, we're good. I'm going to name creature. Perfect. All right. I think I was not allowed to play Oko on that turn. That in hindsight, I wish I hadn't done that. I should probably have... No, attacking doesn't really change anything. So I am just going to up this token here and pass. And then I don't know what matters from my opponent's side, but I have some counter magic and I have some swords. Because a Bane of Progress is not going to be enough anymore. Very interesting Bane of Progress. What a weird set. A completely odd set. Because it's just, it's you know, two brews, kind of. It's a very off-meta Oath deck, and it's a very off-meta Dredge deck. Creating some interesting games. Yeah, we got there. Wild. Okay, round 2. No. Yeah, I mean, I like the negation hands against no Lurrus reveal as long as they're not on Dredge. If they're on Dredge, then this hand is bad. If they're not on Dredge, then this hand is good. That's kind of how it goes. It's one of the bigger problems, actually, with the no Lurrus reveal is Dredge is such an outlier in what cards you need for your hand to be good. But the good news is that our deck just doesn't really have good hands against Dredge, so we can just play towards hands that are good against non-Dredge. And I think this hand is like pretty good against... Okay, I don't know that it's good against Scam. Okay. This looks like black-white Scam, or maybe just like closer to mono-black with a Surveil land. It's got Grief, and it's got Consult. And then a bunch of lands and trawlers and stuff. Grief, pitching Trawler. I'm okay with them taking whatever they want to take here. Maybe they take Spell Pierce so that they can resolve Consult. Don't know what they consult for. Maybe Dark Ritual. But if they do that, then they get negated, so like doesn't make sense. I guess they could consult for like another Grief if they wanted to like really strip my hand, but that doesn't really seem very good either. Regardless, for me, I'm probably just going to end up turn get a Hedge Maze, though I guess I can't if I wanted to hold up Spell Pierce. But I couldn't negate it. They just took negation. They drew a Grief for turn. Okay, I mean, Grief, pitching Barger again. So my opponent's hand is Backstreet, Barrowgoyf, Consult. They're going to get rid of Spell Pierce here so they can Consult, and then I guess maybe they Consult for Reanimate on the next turn. They took the Treasure Cruise, so I can't play the longer game. Okay, well now I can't actually fetch for a Hedge Maze because I have to hold up Spell Pierce, and I can't Time Walk because of Spat as well, but we can play this on the longer side, so Ponder is pretty good. I'm going to not Ponder because I think I'm interested in Lorien revealing and making sure I hit my land drop. No, I'm pondering. I am getting a basic island here, though. Force Flow State. I'm going to just keep both of these magic cards. I won't get to keep the flow state if I have to crack for Spell Pierce, but I have enough action here. But like having Force to like just making sure I have a Barrowgoyf answer seems ideal. I think we're just like drawing into flow state and then passing. Wait, so I guess I should have put the fetch land above flow state. Like I want flow state here because I do want to get 2 cards at some point. But again, I'm like a little choked on mana. And I don't think I want to lose. I know I'm drawing a land next turn. Yeah, I think I just pass one more time. This keeps the Demonic in their hand. It gives us access to Force on the Barrowgoyf. I can probably just force pitching the Lorien Reveal because we don't need that anymore. And then next turn, I have access to Time Walk into Flow State. Maybe we go Flow State into Time Walk, depending. Because we have so much time here. They drew Reanimate. Okay, so I get to Spell Pierce the Reanimate, and then they can Consult, which is fine. Now I can go get a Hedge Maze if I want. No, I guess I don't really want because I want to draw my next turn land. I want to draw my land. So now I think it's just fetch a Tundra, cast Time Walk, fetch a Hedge Maze, see what my top card is. Oath. Yeah, I think we'll keep that on top. They'll be really scared to play into it, even though it's not actually that scary. And then we'll try to flow state into a land and play Oath. They're going to go for a Consult now, which is fine. I'm going to let this happen. They can get whatever they want. I don't know what they want exactly, but... May. Interesting. They exiled 34 cards to get a May. They have 14 cards in their deck. Okay, so I'm gonna definitely cast Flow State. The percentage chance of having 3 lands here is a land in the 3 cards here is pretty high. Strip Mine, Ancestral Teferi. These are all insane. I think I'm actually just gonna take Strip Mine Teferi because I have an Oath. Just play an Oath here. What a cool game that was. Very low, slow-paced game. So if my opponent plays a May, I don't care. If they play a Barrowgoyf, I don't care. If they play nothing, I don't care. They'll draw out before I do. I can start building out Planeswalkers. Cool. All right, so Thorn of Amethyst. Interesting. I didn't see that coming. Very interesting. Very interesting. All right, no land means if I draw a land... Okay, I didn't draw a land. I was thinking about strip mining them. But I think more than anything here... Okay, I don't think I need a force. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to make my land drop and make sure I have double white insulated now from Wasteland. And then I'm going to deploy Teferi. One thing I don't have is like a lot of white land sources, which I need to be careful about. I might want to put like a 3rd Tundra in my deck. I'm just gonna plus this, so I have all kinds of options here. And again, there are theoretically worlds where like we you know, if our oath flips too far, it's bad for us. Ghost Quarter. Interesting. Long Goodbye, uncounterably killing. We're playing against some really interesting decks today. Okay, Long Goodbye, killing my guy. Okay, I will play another one. This time I'll get to strip mine them. Just some interesting cards that I didn't expect to see. Some Null Rods in the main. Makes sense. Oh, wait, what did they tutor for? They didn't tutor for May. They exiled a bunch of Mays. What did they actually Demonic Consult for? Sorry. I guess I was wrong on what they consulted for. Oh, they named Reanimate on console and then didn't reanimate. They revealed... Okay, sorry. Sorry. I messed that up. So they that is what... Okay. So that's... Oof. I'm going to get so many YouTube comments from that. They wanted to go for another Reanimate Grief, which makes sense. Again, here, though, like... My opponent has 11 cards in hand. I can play control and mill them out. I've got 3 great creature answers. I wonder if I'm supposed to bounce the Thorn so I can hold up Trap. Maybe next turn. Because it costs 5 to trap right now. I have 4 swords up, so... We have 9 cards left in hand. It makes so much... At some point, I was just like, I see 4 Mays exiled, so, like, tutoring May doesn't make any sense. All right, they're off it. They didn't even want to see what I would oath into. So I do think we will be playing multiple oaths, but I don't know if I'm going to get rid of, like, my Emerituses here. I might, like, board into 4 oaths, because they're going to play creatures no matter what. And maybe we just play, like, some number of both. Because I don't need Stony Silences here. I don't need negations here. I don't need traps here, though they might be better than Spell Pierces on the draw. It's another weird matchup. We want all of our lands. You definitely don't want any of those other cards. So these are like, I think we want to bring in all 6 of these cards just because we have so many cards that we don't really want. I feel like I'd rather have Trap than Pierce on the draw against this deck, so we'll keep these traps just to get us into the late game. And then, like, later they can just hard cast counter creatures, which is fine. Because the game is already going to be weird. Drew an Oath to turn 1 and a 5-drop. It's fine. Obviously, if we get griefed here, it's not amazing, but I don't think you're allowed to mulligan hands either. And then with our 4 oaths, my opponent playing creatures, being able to hit 4 creatures off of oath and not mill out is probably fine. Because I think this card will actually just beat mono black as well. So I guess they can reanimate this now. They can't cast Ancestral though, so I mean, still a 5/5 flying thing. They took my oath. They're gonna take this too. Or are they gonna Dark Ritual, Barrowglyph? Dark Ritual, reanimate. Do they have 2 reanimates? I mean, this is why I brought in Mindbreak Trap, right? Kept in Mindbreak Trap. I'll put the Spell Pierces back in on the play, probably. Took the Mox. They don't have 2 reanimates. They have a Bowmaster. It's pretty good. All right, I mean, solid turn one. It's kind of what they want to have for turn one. I need to build out my mana, so Sapphire's probably a keep. Don't know how much time we have, though. This is 4-turn clock. And with Oath... Okay. Get this out before it gets seized or anything. Might not be fast enough. I don't like mulliganing, though. And they're not always going to have this, like, crazy turn one hand. A lot of times it'll be one play pass. So my last attempt for Oath is this turn. I don't even have swords. I can play a creature next turn, but it's kind of bad still. I got Thoughtseize at the last second for my 5-drop, because I can't block this Grief because it has Menace. So I'm going down to 4 this turn, and then I'm going to die on the next attack. Oh, they just had double Thoughtseize. Okay. So now it has to be like swords into more good stuff. Flow State is not online. Unfortunate. Sarah's Emissary, Flow Straight, Mindbreak Trap. I'm trying to hit a sword so I can at least live. Now it's online, right? Because I have instant sorcery. I hit swords and I hit Oath, but I don't think I can keep Oath. So I guess I'll keep the flyer. And so this turn, I just swords this thing. I go to 2, and then I can play a flyer, and I go to 1. Is it enough? Another swords would be sick, because then I can swords this and then Ancestral. It's a Barrow if I die. Flow State. I don't think I'm supposed to Wasteland them. Actually, I think I am supposed to Wasteland them. Because they have a bunch of 3-drop creatures, and every creature is bad for me. And then next turn I can Flow State and try to find more swords, and then cast Ancestral. I have a chance here. Okay, I have an Ancestral Recall in Exile. Cool. First time we've seen that. Also, I can cast multiple Ancestrals because I have 8 cards in my yard if I attack. Got a shadowy back street here. They can't kill this with Long Goodbye. Another Bowmaster kills me. A May is really bad for me. They kept on top. Kept on top is a bad sign. Dark Ritual grief me? That's insanity, man. That's so good. I lose my Flow State and they have a Menace creature. Because Flow State there could find a swords and I'd be okay. Ponder. I go to 1. Okay. Swords would unlock my Ancestral. Multiple Ancestrals. There's swords. Okay. I'm going to 1, though. I'm gonna need more cards, so it's gonna have to be Swords the Bowmaster. And then it's Ancestral myself. And I can Oko this, but then I'm gonna die because I'm at 1. Also, I can't because so I have to attack. I then draw Time Walk probably. I'm gonna exile 8 cards. Somehow I did not leave an instant in my yard. I drew another Ancestral. So I've cast 3 Ancestral Recalls this turn, and I think I'm dead. Lotus Time Walk. No, I still died. I cast 3 Ancestral Recalls, but the tempo was too much. Damn. Oh, I had a good chance there, actually. I had some good chances. It was just the grief off the top screwed me, because the flow state would have definitely gotten me out of that, right? Flow state into swords, the Bowmaster and Ancestral with 2 life to work with. Like, I definitely would have won that game. That's crazy. Okay, I think I want to get the Spell Pierces back in on the play. And then I feel like Narset is probably not necessary. And maybe I'd play just 1 trap then. Okay, that was really good. I think the card looked quite good there. The only problem was just timing was a little too weak. This looks great. This looks great. I should just be able to like play Swords to Plowshares Gaming and like outvalue my opponent, but my opponent's start was just really strong. They had a really good start. That was cool. That was really cool. I cast 3 Ancestrals there. So close. Okay, so I think I start with an Ancestral here on myself because I have a Mox. I can't overdraw. It'll give me more information I can play towards. I guess if I get misstepped is bad for me, but yeah, now I have a Force as well. So I have Force, Mindbreak Trap, double Swords on their turn, and then Cantrip on my turn. So I'm pretty insulated against like a very powerful draw. The small draws are a little worse for me. Things like just like Thoughtseize Go. See if they do. Like if they Dark Ritual, it's definitely letting Dark Ritual happen. Okay, Dark Ritual is good. Because now like if they go Voidwalker is fine. And then if they go a follow-up Dark Ritual, that's fine. I have a Mindbreak Trap at the end of all this. Bowmaster, I'll just trap it. And then I'm going to Swords this. Cool. Yeah, I feel like it's a really stylistically hard matchup for my opponent. They're preying on like combo decks and things like that. I think I take Black Lotus and play this card next turn. So I guess I'll take Force, and then next turn I'll play Black Lotus and play a 5-drop. And then I'll get to Ancestral after. That's fine. Swords it. I have 1 card left here, and I'm about to play. This is sweet. Man, I'm having a good time. This is fun. I've had some just solid decks recently. GG? Or I make a good screenshot if you can see it here. Bowmaster. Yeah, I guess I'll force Bowmaster. I'll get Ancestral twice probably, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a good screenshot. Let's get this over here. Just do this part. All right. All right, on to round 3. No Lurrus again. Lots of sorceries here, but if I can ponder into an instant, we've got turn 2 flow state. I've been kind of happy with this card. My deck is really slow, so it doesn't really mind. Might want a couple more instants to turn it on early. I don't know what those would be, to be honest. I don't know, dazes or something. Something to think about. I mean, it's really tough. We have a lot of instants in our deck, but they're kind of conditional, right? Like 9 break trap, negations, forces, missteps, swords, and pierces. That's a decent number. My opponent revealed Chancellor of the Annex, which is totally fine for us here. What I'm going to do is search a basic island and then cast Sapphire and pay for it. And then I'm going to ponder and try to hit a force. Let's see. Okay. And I don't have to draw all of these forces because I can Lorien Revealed on my upkeep to go find a different card. And then I'll have Flow State online. So pretty solid start. Maybe I misevaluated this card. The problem is like the deck I'm playing right now and the play patterns of the deck I'm playing right now are kind of awkward in the context of Vintage. They're not usually like a very common thing. So I'm going to force this Pearl. I really like forcing Pearls, especially when my opponent's only showed me Wasteland. And then I actually think I'm going to keep the other force. And then I will Lorien Revealed for... I guess my Lorien Revealed for another island here is a little awkward. So maybe I should have just cast Flow State then. I'll just get another island. I'll cast Flow State. It's online. I can take Tundra to Fairy. Okay, this is sick. This has been great. Getting it to Fairy in play will be great. And then if I don't have to force, I have a Dig Through Time coming. They do have a Plains follow-up. And then this is Vexing Bauble, which is fine. Does make my force bad, but I'm not going to force here. I don't think throwing away my Dig Through Time for a forces on a Bauble is worth it, so... I will play it to Fairy. I think that's my strongest play here. I guess I could have Flow Stated first to try to find a land, so I probably should have done that. The thing I'm like the most worried about... Wait, no, did I play Tundra for my land this turn? And I played... Okay, no, never mind. I'm good. I played Tundra because I want to... I played Tundra and then immediately to Fairy because I don't want it to get Wastelanded, so... I like plussing to Fairy, and it gives me a lot of options here against whatever they choose to do. I don't really like bouncing Bauble or making them crack Bauble. If they go like another land here and play a 3-drop, like even... See, like Force wasn't even online because of Cavern. Human means what? Peacekeeper? Okay. What's your plan? You're gonna name Teferi so it costs me 3 to bounce? I feel like I'll just bounce it for 3. I don't know if I mind. I guess Delve Spells and Flow State don't really play that well together. Let's see. Okay, here's Teferi. And I can... Oh, I can just Swords that. Let's just start with Flow State. I missed on a land. Let's see. So let's go with Trap, Pierce, Swords this thing. I want to use my white mana while I have it. And then I'm going to bounce this Vexing Bauble. And then I'm going to cast Ancestral Recall. And then I missed on the land again. Okay. Pretty worried about this Cavern, though. Wonder if my deck should have Wastelands in it. Something I considered. I wanted to try playing without Wastelands. They gum up your like ponder draws and stuff, so Waste my planes, which makes a lot of sense, especially if after I miss my land and played another cavern. Okay, so not ideal. I was hoping that I could maybe like get up to trap mana, but this is fine. Might mean my Teferi is dying. Oh, go. All right, so I have to cast Flow State to find lands here. There's a Swords and a Tarn, but both of those are kind of bad at finding lands. Actually, I'm kind of in trouble. They don't have many spells left, though. And then I will pitch a Force to hand size. I just need to, like, get far enough with the Scalding Tarns and stuff. Because I don't have basic planes here. I only have one Tundra left in my deck at all. Chrome Mox. I'm going to just Spell Pierce this. It's their only spell they can play this turn anyways, and don't have a... Yeah, okay. We'll just play it. Yeah, I guess if that's the only spell they play this turn anyways, the Spell Pierce doesn't really do anything. It's probably fine. It just means they're probably playing a Season Dungeoneer next turn, and that's a problem, unfortunately. Brainstorm. Man, I really want to find lands. I don't have a basic, so I can't trap the Season Dungeoneer if that's the last card they have. I guess the answer is to Brainstorm. Interesting. Where are my lands? I don't think Force is doing anything, and I don't think I'm doing a Ponder at this point. So I can still fetch and dig on my opponent's turn. And then I have the ability to play something. Probably Oko. Or Swords. So I can play multiple things on my turn. They can only play one spell this turn on their turn, so... As long as they don't play a Wasteland. Here comes Season Dungeoneer. I'm definitely going to have to kill two things somehow. This game has been kind of a mess just because I wasn't able to build out my mana, even though I drew a million cards. I've drawn more than half of my deck. Okay, so what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to fetch and get a Tundra to cycle the cards on top of my deck. And then I'm going to dig through time. I don't think I can mess up my flow state this time. And then I'll Swords the Archon and do something about that. Yeah, okay, so this is Time Walk and Tropical. And so now I have draw Swords that Time Walk. How many swords do I have left? Oh, I don't have very many swords left. Oath. Hopefully this doesn't mill over too many cards here. Oath my opponent. 8 cards into our Emeritus. I guess if I bounce this, they get to flip into a creature. So I guess I'll just Oko it. So let's draw 3. Let's play Mox, Lotus, Strip Mine. Oko. Oko your thing. It's gonna become a 5/5. Hold open this. Hold open trap. We can just take 5 though, and then we have options. And then we can ancestral again. We actually have 18 cards left in our deck now. I gotta be a little careful. But I'm definitely not oathing anymore. What I might do is I might Teferi back my oath. Maybe I need more swords in the main. Or maybe I need a way to play in my graveyard with swords. I'm not particularly like, I definitely can't oath into another card here. But I also could just... Yeah. I kind of want them to play another creature that's like not a good one somehow. I didn't wasteland them because I didn't strip mine them because I want all the lands I can have, and I also have trap up, so now they're coming in, I assume. Are they gonna kill Oko? Yeah, they're killing Oko. That's fine. Don't care about that. What I can do is I can bounce my Oath of Druids and then Oko a creature. Yeah, that'll work. So what I can do is I draw, and then I attack my opponent with this card. God, this is so sick. Oh my god, I'm having too much fun. Yeah, sure, I'll prepare 8. Why not? 1, 2, 3, 4. I need a card that plays. I need to put a Snapcaster. Oh, I can't put a Snapcaster in this deck. What can I put in this deck? Huh. I kind of want to put something in my deck that lets me play out of my yard. And I get the initiative. I have what's left that's good. Just another Emeritus is my only good card, and that's kind of it. So how much mana do I have? I think I'm not cast... Well, I want to land, right? Let me just cast Ancestral Recall targeting me here. 14 cards left. Do I have a land to fetch? I should have a Trop, right? No, I don't have a Trop. Okay. Let's go with Teferi. Bounce my Oath. Oko. Oh, I guess I can't hold up everything here. So this place is just terrible then. They can attack me if they want, and then trap. Because I need to hold up in Mindbreak Trap. I think I maybe played this pretty badly. I think my play made sense if I had a land in my deck, but because I wanted 7 mana here, but I guess it doesn't even work with Oko. I don't have any more ways to get rid of this creature after this. Okay, I think I did some mistaking here. So I will ponder, because I do want to try to find my other Emeritus. Yeah. Okay. I will not be casting any more Ancestral Recalls in this game. I'll just take 1 turn off. It's fine. Oath. Because if my opponent hits me and I go to 11 and they trap me down to whatever, then it's fine. As long as I Mind Break Trap something this turn, and then next turn I have Mind Break Trap open again, or I play another Emeritus. It's fine. Attacks me. Puts me to 11. So I have Mind Break Traps, so I can't really lose. I also have Oko, which can be blockers, or it can be life gain. Yeah, I think Maybe I want one more swords. I really don't want one more swords. Pretty sure I have to trap anything of this. Oh, wait, they didn't even have a thing for this. I could have had Force of Will. Okay, so now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. So I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna go with play a second Ideation, attack with this one, steal the initiative, put the Forge on. So I'm winning on my next attack, but I can't hold open trap is the problem here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have another Force in my deck I could Ancestral into if I wanted to. Even if they play another season, something like Seasoned Engineer into Archives, it doesn't work. And then next turn I have Trap plus attack for 12, so. And I have Teferi coming online, and I have an Oko online, so. Wow, weird game. I feel like I could have lost this game if I played badly. And maybe I could have played a little bit tighter too. All right. That was a lot of work to win a game that I probably should have been winning already. Oath, Emissaries can definitely come in. I don't know if Emeritus is coming out, but Force Swords is definitely coming in. Spell Pierce on the draw is bad, but I like Trap and Negation on the draw. I don't like Mental Misstep very much, or Probe. I don't like Stony Silence on the draw, though Narset is not great either. Narset is probably worse than... Maybe not. We can try this. I could bring in Over Encumbered and play Stony Silence. I don't think that's very good, but I could if I wanted to. On the play, I might play Stony Silence, though. Okay. Let's see. I have a Trap and a Negation and an Oath and 2 lands. Seems like a keep to me. They mulled to 6. They revealed a Chancellor. It's pretty unfortunate. We'll likely throw a Negation into anything here just so that I can get rid of my Chancellor. Trigger, because I'm going to need to get this Oath in play. Damn. Right into Peacekeeper. They didn't even play 3 spells to turn on Trap. Unlucky. Ancient Tomb. If I had a Force of Will to go with my negation, I could have actually countered that. But now that's going to be 5 mana Oath of Druids, and I have no access to white mana for swords. So I have to draw like Black Lotus to cast it. Pretty sure we're just dead here. It's a really unfortunate combination of spells. Because like if this is an initiative creature, we might have a chance. But okay, I'm gonna definitely fetch a basic island and ponder because we're gonna need help here, and we can't get wastelanded. Ancestral Recall and lands. I think that's acceptable. They have 2 cards left in their hand. If they have a follow-up initiative creature, it's pretty bad. If they have a follow-up Archon, it's pretty bad. It's an Archon. All right. And a Wasteland. Great. Good Ancestral now. And then... I don't think any of these are doing it, but I guess I'll expose that Beseiju. I'm in trouble. Kind of an awful game, but not a lot you can do sometimes against Chancellor plays. Mm-hmm. Do you have another creature? I mean, if their hand is... Okay, no more creatures, but still 5 power in play. Didn't draw swords. Gotta get a white tap line in play here so we can draw swords. If we draw swords, we can go swords this Peacekeeper. It'll help a lot. I'm at 6. I could take 1 more hit without fetching. So that's actually quite hard. If they play any creature here, we die. But if they play... I mean, we can't play Oath if we draw Oath. Because we can't play Lotus if we draw this because of this combination. It has to be swords. It has to be no creature from the opponent into swords. We did cast Ancestral in this game. Looks like they've got another creature, which I think just kills us no matter what. I don't think there's anything I can do here that would help me. Witch Enchanter. Yeah. 2 damage is probably enough. Swords? No. Okay. All right. So yeah, that happens. Now we're on the play. We can bring Spell Pierce back in. And we can take out... I really don't want to play Narset right now. Narset and... maybe 1 Emeritus so that we're more likely to hit Sarah's Emissary. I could bring in Stonies. So I could take out another Emeritus and play Stony. I mean, it's not like I'm playing Wastelands to like hit my opponent's mana though, so I don't really know how those are good, how good those are. No, I kind of hate it. Kind of hate it. Emeritus. No, I just kind of hate it. I mean, if I Lotus in our set's good. Not sure. It's not really our game plan. Might have been just probe. This is a great looking hand. I'm in. Hopefully this gets chancellored. We can just pay for it. I guess it's not a great looking hand because I don't have a sorcery, so I'm probably just casting Flow State on turn 1 if they don't have a Chancellor. With like an exposed Beseiju likely. This would have been better as a probe for sure, but it's probably getting pitched to Force Will anyways, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, no Chancellor, so let's just go Beseiju, Sapphire, Flow State. And then I'll take another Flow State in case I force, and I can Flow State next turn instead of Teferi if I want to. Forcing like most things my opponent plays here. Not Emerald though. Yeah, Petal is enough. White Source, too strong. Wasteland, it's fine. That's like a great outcome for us. They're set super far behind. We're just untapping into a flow state that actually works. I'm just gonna take land, I guess. I drew Lotus for turn. There's no justice, man. I mean, maybe they played around Mindbreak Trap. Maybe they held Lotus and played around Mindbreak Trap. Let's just say they did that. Seasoned Engineer. I can at least bounce Seasoned Engineer, and they're pretty far away from replaying it. It's unfortunate. I think that's a little worse for me. Because I do have to bounce right away because they have the Peacekeepers. This looks really bad for me. My opening salvo was quite reasonable, but the second flow state did not do anything that really helped us here. God, if they have like second wasteland, I'm just super dead. Okay. Are they gonna play like a Void Mirror or something? That would give us options of like bouncing Emerald, which is interesting. Spell Pierce, that's a pretty dead draw. I definitely have to just bounce this, even though it's kind of bad. I need to get to Oath. Flow State's a good draw. So we really want to find Sword Oath kind of cards, not Spell Pierce kind of cards. They get to go down Lost Well now. So a lot of pressure is put off us, but they just have 5 cards in hand. So they'll find a land, they'll play another White Plume, they'll go down the spell Undercity really fast. And it's gonna be tough. Top bottom, Caracas is fine. We don't care about that. Another White Plume. Oh, Clarion Conqueror turns off land and that's fine because we have low state into swords probably. No swords. Low state into Oko Ponder, I guess. Wait. Yeah, I think I'm taking Oko Ponder. Those are not the cards I need here. I know I can't Oko with a Clarion Conqueror in play. I need a Swords to Plowshares, but I figured I'd rather have an Oko after I Swords to Plowshares. Man, that went really badly for me. These flow states are just not stock ups, you know? You're only going 3 cards deep. It's just not very strong. Do get 2 cards, though. Flow state and Ponder, 3 cards deep. I don't have a lot of good cards, so sometimes the card I need is not in my 3 cards. They did use a Witch Metal here. They're going to get a Catacombs. I need an Oath on, like, this turn. Oh, they're going to play Archon. Wow. Yeah, that might be good enough, too. Because now I have to hit multiple swords. That's a terrible draw. And now they're going to get straight to throne. I feel like this game was fine, and I just needed to hit some of my 4 swords in my deck, right? Surely this game wasn't actually that bad of a spot, and I just needed to hit better on my flow states and ponders. Yeah, we're very dead here. This game is so sad. Also, like, if they held the Lotus for Mindbreak Trap, props to them. But if they didn't hold that, and this game is entirely because they drew a Lotus, that's really unfortunate for me as well. Second Archon or Chancellor. Yeah, it's GG. This deck might want... It's like not a good balanced deck, though. What a sad game this was. I feel like my opening hand was reasonable. I did use Force of Will on a Lotus Petal, though, so, like, it's kind of my own fault, right? You kind of have to, though. I drew the swords, too? That's so sickening. You just die in the air. Whatever, man. I'm out. I got wrecked. Mono white initiative too strong. Okay, round 4 up against the PO Master. Probably Tinker PO. I don't have a force in my hand, but I don't really think I'm putting away Sapphire Ponder Pierce. So hopefully he doesn't kill me on turn 1. That's why he's the PO Master. Tinker on turn 1. It's so silly. Like, I have Mindbreak Traps in my main. I have Negations in my main. Where are they on my turn 1s, you know? Come on. Help a guy out. I deck built for this. I don't expect to win after this, but it's not the worst play for us. Using a Lotus to play a stock up is not the most... Well, using a Lotus to play a stock up to play a Brainstorm and then pick your best cards and put away 2 bad cards is really bad for me. It's not good. Fetch land, 5 cards. Okay. Could have gone worse. Could have been dead. There's our negation. So we're going to get the pass with negation spell pierce up, which is pretty nice. Definitely going to ponder with my fetch land, though. Another force and a brainstorm and a ponder. Yeah, I think I'm interested in keeping the force to give myself the highest chance of not dying. And then if I don't need to spell pierce, then I'll just draw the brainstorm and we'll have extra options. So, I mean, this is a nice looking hand to have against Tinker stuff, so. I'm okay with my opponent, like, playing it slow. DT is fine. Is it Ancestral? Fortunately, not in a great spot against the Ancestral off of DT, just because my opponent's playing around Pierce Fluster. Could just be Tinker. Pass. Forcing the issue here. All right. That's not bad. Trap. Probe. Yeah, I mean, these are all fine. Just going to draw into them. Just want all the blue cards I can get here. Probe will let us see their hand. It's very hard to play the all-in combo deck if your opponent just plays all counters. Okay. Oh, my opponent is doing something. They've been playing around Flusterstorm this whole time. This looks like a PO in response. Spell Pierce that. And your hand contains another PO and a portable hole. Okay. Another force and a flow state and a mind break trap. Okay. I will draw force and then I will draw flow state. Tezzeret. I can't let that resolve because it gets a vexing bauble, so. But they don't have the ability to play PO after that, force after. Oh, yeah, I'm just gonna pitch. I'm gonna play flow state. I'm just gonna pitch this to Fairy. Yep, that's fine. Okay, my opponent has a PO in their hand. And I have access to flow state. I'll take 2 blue cards. Unfortunately, they have like a lot of really strong payoffs they can find here. I'm not gonna hit that because I'd rather hit like Ancestral. Opponent's out of stuff here. We have a lot of bad draws in our deck still, but we have Ponders and Flow States and stuff. Swords is one of the bad draws. Any of our anti-creature stuff is bad here. Maybe I should just kept the Oko. It's kind of weird. They have a lot of hits here with stock ups and POs and Yogg-Wills and stuff. We don't have enough lands to hardcast. Like in this point in the game, I'm usually supposed to like be able to hardcast Trap, but I just don't have mana. Mystical Tutor. All right, well, we held it for a good time. That just gets Tinker or PO and kills us. Sifo is the master of action off the top. Land. Okay. So I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn this portable hole into an elk. I think that gives me back my Mox if I'm correct. Which will let me have Mind Break Trap open next turn. I assume that gives me back my Mox, but I guess we'll find out together. No, it does not give me back my Mox. Okay. Never mind then. My plan sucked. My plan sucked. Well, at least it turns on my Oath if I draw an Oath. Okay, I have Hardcast Trap up now. Oko can't really die to this, so it's not a huge deal. And I have swords anyways, so. 3 cards now in my opponent's hand, and they haven't killed me yet, which is a good sign. Again, I'll take this one more hit here. And I'll get a Hedge Maze and see what we got working with. Unless my opponent plays something I need to force right away. Hedge Maze. Batch is probably not necessary at this point. Cruise. I guess if I get my own Cruise gets forced, it's pretty bad for me. Because what cards can they possibly have in their hand right now besides Counter Magic? I think I'm going to wait one turn here until I either use my Mind Break Trap or have the ability to maybe force it through. Could be wrong, but I feel like what cards can they possibly have in their hand? Like Moxen, they would have played out. Lands, they would have played out. So like what cards can be in their hands here? I think here I will test the waters with the swords on this. Obviously, if they PO in response, like we just lose, but that's, I think, acceptable. Wait, now I get my Sapphire back? Okay, I have no idea how that works. I actually have no idea how that works now. Okay. That's crazy work. Okay. So my plan did work in the end, just in a roundabout manner. If this gets countered, I'm probably letting it go, because I have another follow-up one, so... Hardcast Force, that's fine. I wanted to make sure I have Trap open for their powerful spells. I don't care about my draw spells resolving. My whole deck is draw spells. Question is, do I care about their draw spells resolving is an actual contestable point. I think they might even have a second Force at this point, though, so we have to be pretty careful. But we are starting to put a clock down here. If we draw another land, we can cast Lorien Reveal. I guess we can't really do that because I don't have the ability to hold up Trap. But I mean, maybe we do it anyways. I mean, I have a pretty fast clock now. 3-turn clock. It can't be cast Lorien Revealed. It has to be hold up Trap. Though at this point, if my opponent does have a counterspell, they will just be able to push through whatever threat they find. So in that sense, I probably should just cast Lorien. But Lorien gets Flusterstormed here. Lorien getting Flusterstormed here is actually a worse part than the trap stuff. Because, like, it's like 2 or 3 Flusterstorms in his deck, so... Maybe that's worth it. I might stand up... I guess there's no reason to stand up Mox, because I already have a 2-turn clock. I mean, if I get away with this, it'd be pretty sick. All right, 1-turn clock here. I'm not casting these things. I don't know. Let me know in my comments if you think I played this badly, this section badly, but we got there. We played control, and we survived a couple hits off the top to start, but then a bunch of bricks. So I think the oaths here are awful. This is a nice little matchup where we're not like super ruined by having a bunch of oaths in our deck. But the stonies are good, and I think we'll bring in a carpet because we don't really want all of these swords. We don't really want any of these swords, but I don't think I'm bringing in over encumbered or swords or flux or oath. No, I guess we can bring in us energy flux. I don't really like energy flux against PO, but we have 4 stony silences, so maybe it's fine. And I can just take out a land instead, so we'll do that. Full control here. Planeswalker and 5-drop control. Be really sad if we go 4-1 and lost to mono white, but happens. Can't always have it versus mono white. Sometimes they get you. So, yeah. So far, not bad. Things have been working. It's unclear that playing the Oaths here and Okos is better than playing just like 4 Quantum Riddlers, right? But at least it's interesting. This card has been reasonable every time we put it into play. Our counterspell suite I've been pretty happy with, so... This hand looks fine. I'm going to put the 5-drop away. We're pretty far from that. Opponent kept on 6. We've got at least 1 uncolor Mox for our Teferi. Sifa will not play into Mindbreak Trap ever. I like slamming Teferi and cashing in a bounce on Mana Vault to push him towards Mindbreak Trapping and to cantrip us. I definitely want to save my time walk for after I get a Planeswalker in play that can tick up twice. I don't know what this is. It's a PO in response. I can't do anything about that, so... Negation pitching chain, huh? Okay, I mean, you got me. So their hand is Mox Mana Vault +3 after they draw. I always get surprised when I see PO players negate things, but it makes sense. Carpet. So we're gonna play a carpet, and then I'll move to my second main, and I'll play a time walk. Just play around Flusterstorm. And then I'll try to hold up trap. And I'll get a hedge maze. For value. Okay, how about an Emeritus? A brainstorm. Are you supposed to keep a brainstorm here? I guess like long term. I'm just gonna bin it. I don't like it's hard to get value with it. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I guess I'll do this. They have another PO. It's pretty bad for me, but if not, I think it's fine. This does mean we won't be able to hold open trap very well because we're going to lose our 2 Moxen, but we have the ability to play spells on our turn because we have flowers, so I could definitely see like not playing this and just holding open trap. Looks like he's going to let the Vault go, pay for the Emerald with it. Makes a lot of sense. We'll see if we get punished for putting down trap. He can cast Stock Up. He can cast Tinker. Doesn't look like it. 3 lands means we get more mana off of our Carpet of Flowers. I'll pay for this with the thing. Doesn't make sense not to. Then we go to our turn where we get a land. So we actually still in a little bit of a rough spot because we don't have the ability to play our trap. We have got all the artifacts off the battlefield though. White, blue, Tezzeret. You might just try to hold it and try to ulti it. I don't know. Wait, no. Those will still be artifacts. Maybe just like play Sensei's Top, which you can keep looping. Mox. I guess we'll play out a Mox. Doesn't do anything right now, but that lets us hold open Mindbreak Trap. My opponent searches for Tezzeret or something. We'll probably cash in on like any spell, really. It does kind of like read that I have Mindbreak Trap though with the playing this Sapphire, so he might just wait. Playing Enchantress, aren't we? It's been a fun league. We're probably going to play something similar to this tomorrow night for the stream. I'll just counter like any of the cantripping 1-drops you can find here. Vexing Bauble or Sensei's Top. There's no reason to give him it, and I don't really get to Mana Crypt. Mana Crypt I'm going to let resolve because I guess it's bad if he like goes to PO on my turn. But if he plays anything off the Mana Crypt... Alright, I'll just hit this. I mean, if he has a PO follow-up to all of this, it's bad, but I think it's always bad in that case anyways, so... Flusterstorm over the top. Alright, I mean, whatever. gonna be a problem no matter what I do here, right? I guess if he plays a third spell this turn, then trap wouldn't cost me mana, but if he finds a PO, he can spin, draw with top, and then PO back his Tezzerets and stuff, which is quite bad for me. We kind of just want to find a Stony Silence. This is why I don't actually like Energy Flux against PO. Energy Flux is only really good against PO when you actually have a Stony Silence as well, and then you're wiping their whole board out. So we need some help here. Flow State. Boseiju. I mean, Boseiju is not nothing. It does something, but it's not great either. Draws with top to keep it in play. I could kill the top of there, but I don't know that I'm supposed to do that. Probably just pay for this because you can PO it back. Didn't take any damage either. Now he gets to replay top and take up Tezzeret. Yeah, maybe I was supposed to kill this Sensei's top. Yeah, all right. I was vindicated here. Absolutely vindicated here. None of that, please. They lose the top for a turn until they get it back with Tezzeret. And get more Carpet of Flowers mana. Stop the Vault Key. Emeritus would be a sick draw because I can cast it and then cast Ancestral right away. Okay, Ponder works. I won't use this until I know what I want. Oh, I guess I could get double flustered or something by not doing that. I got negated pitching fluster. Okay, so my opponent's got nothing again. Can go find it with the Tezzeret here. Certainly just paying for this mana crypt. Another flip. Even if he draws nothing here, he gets a top off of Tezzeret. Wait, untap mana crypt? What does that mean? Stock up. Interesting. I mean, lots of good things here. Pretty dead to most things. The negation countering Ponder actually quite strong there. Another stock up. All right, so my opponent got to stock up twice here. I assume he wants to try to find Force Blue card plus payoff. And we can only draw one card a turn at the moment, so... But we have lots of good hits. Flow State's quite strong. Treasure Cruise is pretty good. Again, I don't need to do this yet. Cruise. They drew Force Blue card off the stock up, of course. Pitching stock up. Yeah, it's been bad for me. One card left in their hand. So did he find Force Blue card and action? Considering one of the actions that was pitched was stock up. Won another crypt flip. Hasn't lost any. Pays for the energy flux. At some point, I'm going to start drawing, like, lands. It's going to be bad for me. I've been pretty bullied in this game. I'm a lot of cards down. But I try my best. I really would like to hit Flow State. Obviously, Stocka would be as good too. So, ooh, got Black Lotus. That's a bad sign. Didn't go get the Sensei's top. This means he's got to play right away. It's a hard cast. Oh, Demonic Yogg will kill me. Okay. Yeah, all right. I mean, we had both of our draw spells countered, so... Man, those would have been so good. Oh, I feel like we were like one tempo away from this game. Like if we were able to get ahead once, we would have snowballed out of control and got there, but we were never able to get to that point. One of the biggest problems in that game was we like didn't have a Stony Silence, right? We had the one of Energy Flux, and it wasn't bad, but it wasn't good. Or I guess one of the two Energy Fluxes. A decent example on why Energy Flux is not great against PO, but also they didn't like PO back their things in response to the Energy Flux trigger, so it wasn't the worst. So yeah. I actually feel like the card I feel like Flow State has been kind of impressive. Maybe it is going to be a Doomsday card. Carpet, Stony, no lands, Sag. Stony, 2 lands, Force Pierce. I like this. I don't like the Hedge Maze because I can't hold up my Spell Pierce on turn 1. But sometimes that happens. Pretty far from a dig. I'm gonna bin this Ponder with my Hedge Maze so that if I force, I can Flow State right away if I want to. Kind of a nice sequence, actually. I could wait a turn to try to have Spell Pierce up with it. Might help a little. I don't know that jamming a Stony there is really helping me into like Fluster Force or anything like that. I think I'm okay with going now, though. Okay. Still have Spell Pierce up, still have Force up, and we have an active Flow State soon. Put my opponent behind a bit on mana, especially if they miss land. They didn't miss land. They have Tolarian Academy, so they're not behind on mana at all. Very CFO of them. CFO. If Fluster back up as well. Man, he's so good. I think I am supposed to let this go so that I can get to my own flow state here. I feel like forcing and being on nothing is not really good when my opponent has a active huge advantage. It's bad no matter what I do, to be fair, but flow state is turned on with instant sorcery. Time Walk Narset. I like that a lot. It's quite good against my opponent's very traditional no creature version of PO. It's not very good against Lurrus PO anymore, but it's good against this. I got forced. I'm gonna force back. Could get trapped over the top, but I think that was just like a heads up play that he knew that it'd be really bad if I untapped, so. All right, we got a Narset and a Stony Silence. Spell Pierce Force. I'm just gonna take an Oko because I don't think a Spell Pierce is helping me here. I guess a Spell Pierce would technically counter a Tinker from this spot, but Time Walk. Saga. Jesus Christ. I was like, oh yeah, my opponent has no ways to kill a Narset, and then just immediately hits me with a Saga Time Walk Gaming. I can't even protect my Narset here with Oko because of the Time Walk. It's actually nuts. It's actually incredible. It's got to be like the best possible. That's not Tinker win the game, I guess. Oh, the one portable hole on my Stony Silence is also pretty good. Okay. All right. Well, hopefully my Narset finds me some more good cards. That's a good card. Let's lead with that. I don't know that this is even enough to beat like construct tokens. They have hardcast force as well. Ah, shit, man. I'm being bullied. He's trying to save a blue mana. Ah, he's just fucking with me. What a guy. New Stony Silence. Don't know that that helps from this spot. I have to beat 2 constructs. Those help from this spot. I'm definitely going to take a Teferi. And I'm probably just going to take 1 construct to the face to start here. Okay, so my opponent has 1 card and is getting constructs. I don't really have a force online if he goes for Bauble, unfortunately, but we don't know if he'll do that or not. We at least have a Stony in play. Like, if he goes and untaps into, like, Bauble PO or whatever, it's really bad, obviously. Can't do much about it, though. We at least have a straight-up answer for 1 construct, because we don't have a lot of answers in our deck. And then we can Oko the next one, maybe. Got Bauble. Smart play. Is he going to kill Narset? He's going to kill Narset. He can PO right now for 4, and we can't do anything about it. He has it, too. Crazy talk. Yeah, I guess so. I can counter the Vexing Bauble. At least. Man. That Urza Saga rip with Time Walk was so sick. So sick. Might still be okay here, though. We have two construct answers at the moment, and we have counter spells, and we I don't think I want that to happen. I feel like a Vexing Bauble is fine. We know there's a portable hole and a Vexing Bauble left in the hand, so there's 1 unknown card here. And we're definitely resolving our Teferi and killing a construct, so... Okay. That's another way to kill a construct. That's... God, so good. I will Teferi. I will bounce your construct. I will play a land. I will pass. Hand is portable hole +1. We're still like super behind on mana, and if my opponent draws another PO, it's really bad for us, but kills Teferi. Or goes for me. Goes for Teferi. Okay. I'm done. I'm out. uh, Portable hole and 2 unknowns in my opponent's hand. 6 minutes left. Blue, white, time vault. I have 2 stony silences. Shouldn't be too worried about that. But I could be. Let's see. Get my last land so I don't draw it. And then an instant energy flux follow-up. See if he has Hardcast Force. Doesn't. Oh, I guess Hardcast Force doesn't work because it's a fairy anyways. So now we've got Energy Flux with double Stony Silence in play, which can use Tolarian Academy to save Time Vault, Bauble or something, or maybe PO, who knows, or maybe Lotus. Obviously, PO in response would be insane, but can't do that either, right? Or can't do that. Each one can only spells only they cast Side Sorcery. All right, we finally have like the full lockdown here. Stony Silence, Energy Flux, Teferi. So Time Vault was paid for, Bauble was let go, Emerald is let go. Well, Emerald was kept. Is he going to keep all the rest of them to hold on as long as he can with his mana? And try to find it. I guess he can't even PO though, because the Teferi didn't die. Okay, just kept, maybe kept Emerald by accident, because obviously Pearl is better than Emerald. So 4 mana now, Volt things, Stony, Teferi, Energy Flux. It seems good. It seems good. Thundertrap Trainer. There are creatures. There's probably like 2 Thundertrap Trainers or something. That attacks my Teferi, but can't ever kill my Teferi. Found a Yogg-Will. Yogg-Will could be bad for me eventually here. Dig through time. That's got to be game ending. Carpet, Flow State, Force. I think I'm supposed to take Carpet, Flow State. I mean, maybe I just have to take Force blue card. Maybe I just have to take Force blue card. Because if he Yogg-Wills... The Yogg-Will is only going to be for 4 mana. He gets to cast Ancestral. I think I just take Force blue card. What if I take Force Flow State? The chance I miss on a blue card has got to be so low, right? I specifically put left cards in my yard. Okay. I'll take Ancestral Recall and Brainstorm. And then I'll Ancestral Recall. Okay. Man, this has been great. I never get to beat my PO opponent here, the PO master from Italy. I never get to beat him, so I gotta take my wins when I can get them. Chain of Vapor on Teferi. Uh-oh. I think we just force it. No, because it's actually super bad for me because Yogg-Will happens. Okay. Yeah, Chain of Vapor on Teferi. This is Yogg-Will, and I have with Trap backup, so. Force, pitching, Brainstorm. God, he didn't have anything. He was just trying to bait me. Sick game. All right, chat. 5th and final match here with our deck. 3-1 so far. A hard-fought 3-1. All 2-1s. Which is kind of to be expected when you play this deck. These kind of decks, it's usually a pretty close back and forth. Finally a Lurrus across the table. Nice fair hand here. Should be able to play through. I'm excited. I think our deck should be pretty reasonable against Lurrus. All the Lurrus decks play creatures, even the combo ones, besides, I guess, not the Breach deck, but That is a very scary turn 1 here with Force, Mana Crypt, Bauble, Fourth, Trainer, other Bauble. Man. Okay. I am going to play a Spell Pierce and try to hit the Mana Crypt. And hopefully that will help pressure our opponent off of what they're up to. If I was my opponent, I might consider forcing the Spell Pierce. Bauble targeting me, trying to figure out what I'm up to. This is a really high value Spell Pierce if I can get it to resolve. It's still pretty high value if he forces it to, so. Pretty happy regardless. I am pretty far from doing anything else though, so. Alright, we got the Mana Crypts. And he's gonna not play Bauble, so he's gonna hold up Force. Maybe I have Sony Silence on the top. Mox. Okay, I will cast Ponder, Oath, and Flow State, and Pierce. Flow State is currently turned on. Okay. I think I'm down to do that this turn. Because I have, yeah, it's turned on multiple ways. But I have to say, if you play Ponders and stuff, it's really easy to play this card. I'm not going to mess around with negation at this point. I'm just going to get a Spell Pierce to help us push through, especially with the Vexing Bauble in my opponent's hand. I'm hoping my opponent just like has a land, plays a trainer, and then I can turn on Oath. But obviously my Oath target isn't like the end of the world. It's just a dude. Just a professor. I guess not a professor. Maybe a professor? I don't know. I don't know how it works. No one knows. No land. So Bind, Flusters, or missed on a land. I think my opponent might have had to force the Spell Pierce on Mana Crypt. That's got to be the end of the world for them. Pew! Strip Mine. And then Cruise. This will get forced, but I have another Spell Pierce, so. Pitching PO. Mental Misstep cover. All right. The world did not end. Fourth Vexing and Thunder Trap in my opponent's hand. Oh, that's pretty good. Probably play a Vexing at this point. No. Okay. I have a Hedge Maze still, so. I'm not going to play out the Oath because I do want my opponent to play out Trainer. They drew Lotus. So if he goes fourth Erlingas here, it's kind of interesting. For 2. I only have 1 Swords, unfortunately. Could go Vexing Bauble fourth for 1. But I guess I would get Oath at that point. So, okay, just gonna fourth for 2. Let's see what my top card is. Oko. Oh, sorry, a Teferi. Okay, so I will top Teferi. I'll take the 4. And then I will bounce 1 and play an Oath. It's a nice little sequence for me. Hopefully I don't draw into an Emeritus off this Teferi. Well, he drew Force. Oh, wow. Okay, I'm glad I went for the Teferi. Pitching Chain of Vapor. Crazy sequence. All right, now I can get a Trainer in play. So the hand is Bauble, plus whatever Trainer finds. And then we take 4, we go to 8, and then we flip a thing. Still drawing about 1 million cards, though. All right, let's see how bad our flip goes for milling wise. Not bad at all. Draw. That's a great draw. Ancestral myself. I think I'm just gonna pass with everything open. I guess it wasn't a great mill over because we don't have an instant 8 cards to attack with, unfortunately. Portable Hole. That's fine. It makes sense for my opponent to play Portable here, but I actually don't care because I'm not gonna Oath again anyways. If I want to, I could Besage you the Portable Hole. Just gonna negate this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And swords this. I guess I don't want to swords this. I want to get 2 cards in my yard. Exile 8 cards from your yard. I didn't draw fetch land. I mean, I need to get an 8th card out of my yard, so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna Besage you the Mox. And then I'm gonna attack. Maybe this is like super risky, actually. Okay, it's not super risky, chat. I mean, it's still, it is super risky. I don't know. It's still really bad for me if I like miss there somehow. All right. That was perfect. You can't drop an Ancestral much better than that. Okay. Cool game. I feel like that almost slipped out of my hands with that Black Lotus rip. I will go with Stony Silence here, and then I don't actually think I want Oath. Gonna not worry about Oath at all. So I guess Oath is probably better than Swords in general. So maybe it's just Swords come out for Stony Silence and Carpets. Maybe I shouldn't be taking like islands out in these situations. Maybe I'll just play 1 Oath. If it happens, it happens. Kind of funny. What a cool deck, man. I don't know if this deck will ever be truly good, but it feels so much. It feels like a true. You know, I feel like this is the kind of deck where like Legacy players are always like, "Oh, I need my Beans deck to be good in Legacy." I'm like, "Oh, I need my 2 Oath, no Orchard deck to be good in Vintage." You know, I will say the white cards have been very impressive. The Teferis and the Swords. We might want more. I think Flow State has been pretty good. Flow State and Ponder have both looked kind of good. We also haven't played against Bowmaster. And our deck doesn't really want to see Bowmaster, does it? On the draw, I have no traps, but I don't think I'm supposed to be like mulliganing to forces and traps versus Lurrus PO. I he plays a turn 1 trainer, I'm going to be sad I don't have my oaths in, right? Mana Vault. Stock up. Certainly wish I had a trap for that. Almost a little surprised the opponent jammed it. All right, show me your secrets. Chain PO trainer, and I don't have a. I don't have a. I don't have anything. Maybe I just need a mulligan this hand. It's just not powerful enough. Trainer. Makes sense. Don't need to run into Spell Pierce for no reason. Opal. Carpet. Not great. Also, currently plays around Spell Pierce, so I need to find a force. Didn't ever hit an instant, so my flow state doesn't help me there either. So I think what I do is I carpet, go to second main. And then flow state looking for a force. Found a force. I do have a lot of forces in my deck. So my opponent is Chain PO an unknown. Another island. Kept a card on top. Buy Lurrus, I assume. Play Lurrus, maybe. Okay. Brainstorm. I'm in. Teferi. Seiju. I'm just gonna get rid of 2 lands here. And then I'm going to fetch into a Teferi. And I'm just going to plus my Teferi so that I can play around Lurrus. I guess my opponent does have Chain on their turn, but I have 2 forces now, so pretty happy. Okay. Oh, they untapped Mana Vault and cast Stock Up. I'm just gonna negate the Stock Up. Because I'm pushing towards a Treasure Cruise anyways. Another land. Are they gonna go for PO, Chain, Lurrus? The hand is Lurrus. Yeah. Lurrus I don't really care about. I can just bounce it with Teferi next turn. Obviously, I'll need to find like something to make my Teferi not die, but I think that's fine. I'm gonna use this for blue. And I'm gonna bounce bounce Lurrus. And then I'm going to cruise. And then I'm gonna jam a Stony Silence. I should still have a crop I can fetch. Oh, I guess I shouldn't have done that. I thought I wanted to maximize my in-play mana, but I'll let this Teferi die, and then we have a lot of options. Now that my opponent's low on mana, they still have a chain, and they have a Lurrus, and they have an unknown, but a new Thunder Trap. Trainers are really annoying with my Teferis, that's for sure. Probe. Okay. You know what you're working against now. I need to get my flying dragon guy in play. That's what I need. Flow state. I don't have an instant in my yard yet. It's kind of bad. I think I'm interested in getting another Teferi going. And plussing Teferi. I might just minusing cash in. It's so bad. Let's just plush Teferi. I guess I'm just going to cast this card. Oath. My one oath. Okay. That's crazy work. All right, so what is my opponent going to do with Lurrus, PO, Chain, and 4 mana? And they know about Force, Spell Pierce, Fluster. Ancestral Recall. Yeah, I mean, I can't do anything about this. That was a good draw. Because I have to be able to force Chain uncounterably. They know about Trap, right? All right, so it's PO, Lurrus in hand, 5 mana, and we are oathing into our Dean. A decent mill over. Did lose Time Walk Lotus. Draw for turn. Hedge Maze. I'm not going to use my carpet yet. Let's see what my top card is. Spin that. Let's Ancestral myself. Let's Ancestral myself. Let's low state. And this actually kind of went badly, right? Because I don't actually... I can kind of stop a PO. Oh, I'm stupid. I should go to my next... Should go to my blue mana. Oh, also I can do things on their turn with Teferi. Kind of forgot about that. All right, blue mana here. Flow state. Narset dig. Narset. Activate Narset. Force. Plus Teferi. Pass the turn. All right, I think that just wins, right? That's crazy work, man. Oh, it's so sick. It works exactly as I think it would work. And now I'm at 16 cards. Oh man. What a fun deck. I can't believe we lost the 5-0 to mono white. Man, brutal. Brutal. Ward 2. Would you like to pay Ward 2? My opponent said Ward question mark in chat. Oh, I will spell pierce your Flame of Anor after you pay for the ward. GG. All right. I mean, not bad. Not bad. A pretty sweet one, all things considered. What do I want to say? I mean, this did exactly what I wanted it to do. I played fun, long, grueling matches of Magic where I made a lot of mistakes, and that's kind of the fun of playing these, blue-white controlling decks. If I had to say anything, I was pretty impressed with Flow State in a Ponder Shell. I was really happy with my 2-Oath Emeritus thing. That worked pretty well. My Planeswalkers were great. Teferi was great. Stony was good. Swords was good. Carpet was good. Even Flux was okay. It's a sweet one. I don't know. I'm going to be doing more in this vein. I don't know if they'll all be, Bant. I don't know if they'll all be, this exact setup, but I'm going to do more of this kind of control deck just because it's a lot of fun. It's so much fun. And yeah, I don't know that this card was better than playing Riddlers, but the times we oathed into it were really sick. And we cast the most Ancestrals I've ever seen of anyone. One thing that I might want is an ability to rebuy Time Walk from my yard. And for that, the answer might be Mystic Sanctuary. You could play Mystic Sanctuary, you could play Gush in this deck, and maybe that is a path that you want to pursue. I'm not actually sure the Lorien reveals were necessary and or good with the number of Moxen we played, so going even just going 2 Lorien reveals down and playing Mystic Sanctuary Gush, that might make your deck better. Unsure. So let me know what you think about this fun deck. Let me know what you think about Flow State and our Ideation guy. What cards do you want to see me play from Secrets of Strixhaven? Let me know in the comments below. And more vintage videos and live streams coming back. Wednesday night live stream. So the day this airs, there should hopefully be a live stream that night. And challenges that weekend. More vintage videos on this YouTube channel every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'll see you then.